بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We will start our episode here about spirit of values. This is Dr. Tariq Rashid. We'll continue from the last episode discussing the communication value, which is a very important value. Just to remind you, we started with the model of communication, in which we mentioned 4 pillars of this model, and each pillar has its 4 components. So we have the components, we have the cycle, we have the skills, and we have the levels. Today we will start the levels of communication. What do you think about levels of communication? We'll start with discussing what we call the inner level as well as the outer level of communication. In the inner level, we are discussing the relation in the inner space. For example, in organizations, we have 3 inner levels: top-down, down-top, as well as cross-communication. The inner level of communication is 3 types. We have top-down level of communication. For example, from top managers to second-level managers, from second-level managers to first-line managers, from managers to employees. This is top-down communication. Usually it takes the form of instructions, showing action, the decisions that is taken in the upper level. But also we have what we call down-top level of communication, from employees to their managers, from managers to top management, from top management to leaders, usually taking the form of demands and recommendations. But also we have a level what we call cross-communication between different departments, between different employees of the same level. Usually this type of communication level is exchanging information for the benefit of the organization. But there is an outer level of communication, which is with the customers, the clients, the stakeholders of the organization. And usually in this level, we have to be clear about the message, the transfer of information. We can also take these levels on family perspective or personal perspective. So in the inner level, we have top-down, for example, from mothers and fathers towards their children, towards their daughters. And this in such case, usually showing the cooperation, showing love, showing emotions to their kids. But also we have down-top level from kids to their parents, asking for, showing direction, asking for some demands. And always there is the outer level in communication on personal level. It includes the circle outside the family, for example, friends, colleagues, other relatives, and the society. And such a case, we have to be clear about the message we want to deliver. Now, let's go and discuss together the different skills in depth. We mentioned we have 4 skills of communication: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Let's start with speaking. Speaking is usually, we have to be very specific about the message we want to transfer. In the speaking, you either can go from one to group, from one to one, from group to group, as in negotiations and in meetings, and sometimes from one to a large group, as in public speaking. In speaking, we have to be straightforward with our message, clear in our message, and know the audience that we are delivering the message to. Also, one of the most difficult issues here is in public speaking. You have to be very clear, you have to be confident of the message, as well as controlling your body language. So once we master speaking, we can actually facilitate our communication with others. The second level is what we call the listening. Listening is a very difficult skill to practice sometimes. People prefer not to listen. They prefer always to speak. And sometimes when they listen to answer, not listening to understand the message. Because of this, they summarized 6 types of listening people practice in their lives. The first level is what we call ignoring listening, in which we ignore the speaker and we do not concentrate or focus on the message delivered. Higher level of communication, of listening, is what we call pretending listening. where you give the sign of listening while you are not. For example, nodding the head like this, mentioning that you are listening, but sometimes we are pretending to listen. Third type of listening is what we call selective listening, in which you listen only to some specific details and you ignore other types of details. These three types of listening we have actually not to practice in our lives with others. Now, type 4 listening is active listening. By active listening, we mean you listen first with your mind, you analyze the message, then you try to understand it. This is active listening. 5 is what we call interactive listening, where you listen, you judge, you go and ask. So it's a two-way communication by interactive listening. And the most important and effective type of listening is what we call emotional empathetic listening, where you listen with your ears, with your eyes, even with your heart, to the feelings of the speaker. And always we mention that in leadership, excellent leaders listen emotionally to their people. So always learn how to listen effectively, emotionally to others in order to act and communicate. Now, if we go to the third skill, which is reading. Reading is a very important skill, and this skill will promote other values. So once you read, you become more knowledgeable, you understand, you actually increase your circle of influence, and you can achieve. But in reading, you have to choose what specific topics you need to read and concentrate on, your interest. Then use a place where you can focus with the reading. And the first ayah in Al-Quran to our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, Iqra. The importance of reading, where you start thinking, you start become knowledgeable. So this is a very effective also skill of communication that will help you move with this skill. Type number 4 is writing. One of the most difficult skills is actually the writing skill. In the writing, we have to mention what we call the triangle of the writing. In this triangle, we have the subject, we have the writer, we have the reader. As a writer, you have to be clear in writing the message to the receiver. And there is always two types of writing: creative writing or technical writing. Creative writing, poems, stories, novels, but technical writing is usually in science and in business. Now let's differentiate between creative writing, technical writing. What do you think the major differences between the two types of writing? Creative writing is usually a talent. You are born as a writer for poems, novels, but in technical writing, it's a skill that you can learn, start practicing. Technical writing is a very formal type of writing for business, for science, but creative writing is usually informal. Also, in technical writing, we have to be clear. The idea is to transfer the subject to the reader. Writers have to take care of how can we deliver this subject towards the readers. While in a creative writing, it's a relation between the writer himself or herself and the topic. They don't care a lot about the readers, while totally the opposite in technical writing. We care to deliver our message to the audience or to the readers. Also, in technical writing, we have to be easy, simple, and direct. This is the style of technical writing. While in creative writing, you can use more complex type of writing. Also, the vocabulary you use in creative writing is much wider than the vocabulary we use in technical writing in a specific field of interest. So always technical writing is easier to learn, to start practicing, and to reach your audience. While creative writing, you have to be first talented in the subject matter of writing. Now, my question now, do you think there is a connection between all these types of skills, the 4 skills? So reading, writing, listening, speaking. Is there some sort of relation? Actually, yes, there is a relation, and it's called a hierarchical relation. We start our lives by listening. And then after 1 year, we start speaking. And usually people who are born deaf, they cannot be able to speak. So directly we can see the relation between listening and speaking. When you listen, you can start practicing speaking. Because of this, why do you think we have 2 ears and 1 tongue? To double listening than to speak. So the hierarchy of the building the skills. We start by listening, then we go for speaking, then reading, then writing. Because of this, they consider that writing is one of the most difficult skills for people to practice. It's easier for most people to read than to write. It's easier even to listen than to speak. And usually we can relate things as is. Indirect types of skills with direct types of skills. Listening is indirect. Reading is indirect also. But speaking and writing is a direct, in which you take the action to deliver your message to your audience. So these are the connectivity of the different types of skills. Now, my question, are there any barriers that will prevent communication to go easily? Now we have barriers in communication. One of the most important barriers is the receiver. We have to think of the receiver, his or her interest, his or her concern, his level of technicality, his understanding or her understanding of the message. So always think how you can attract the receiver to act towards your message. One of the barriers also is the channel. Sometimes we do not use the suitable channel to deliver the message. Make sure that you are using the suitable channel. For example, in writing, would it easier for you to use, for example, a report or an email, or to express this by writing notes? But would you go for a sound voice message? So determine and decide what type of channel you will use. One of the barriers also is the culture. In order to be able to communicate, we have to understand the culture of the receiver. And what is culture? Culture is actually the habits, the values that are associated with a certain culture. So be responsible, it's your responsibility towards the culture of the receiver to understand. One also of the barriers that may affect the delivery of our message is the not clear of the message itself to the transferer or the sender. Sometimes you have unclear message and you try to communicate this. This will actually affect the deliverability of the message. So in this episode, we discuss the importance of communication. Once the value of communication is effective, then we increase our action, our cooperation with others. This will promote our achievement and success in life. 15% of your success depends on your technicality, but 85% of your success in your life, personal or organizational, totally depend on ability to communicate effectively in different situations with different receivers. Now there is also an important perspective of communication, which is called nonverbal communication. What do we mean by nonverbal communication? Nonverbal communication includes body language, voice tone, posture, appearance, and actually by research they found that body language and voice tone represent 90% of effectiveness of delivering the message, while the words only consist of 7 to 10% of importance. So when we think of the speaking skill, it's very important to think of the nonverbal, which is the body language, the signs, the posture that is always connected with the technicality of the message. So always we combine what we call verbal, nonverbal, content and intent in order to deliver the message to our receivers. So body language, what do you think of? What is body language? What are the main aspects of nonverbal communication? This we will promote and discuss in our next episode of Spirit of Values, the non-verbal type of communication which has an influence in delivering the message. So this summarizes actually the communication as the following. So in communication, we have a model of 4x4. 4 pillars, components are 4, sender, receiver, channel and message. We have 4 skills, listening, speaking, reading and writing. And the cycle composed of 4 types of stages: encoding the message, choosing the channel and delivering, then decoding, then giving feedback, and the levels, which are 3 inner and 1 outer. But the other aspect is non-verbal communication, in which we will introduce in our next episode. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.